Hi everybody, in this video I'm going to be showing you how you can install and play a single player version of DayZ in Arma 3. Right, yeah. So, as you all probably know, DayZ came out of Arma 3 in the fact that we had Arma 2 and then Dean and his mates made the DayZ mod. And then Behemoth Interactive bought the mod off them, and then we had DayZ standalone, which had this long and tortured development to bring it to where we are today, where it's on PC, it's on console, it's on PlayStation, it's on Xbox. It's pretty stable, it's great fun, runs pretty smoothly, and on PC you can have all these mods and things like that. Meanwhile, we also had Arma 3 come out afterwards, and Arma 3 is a much more serious military-like simulation, but just like DayZ, it has a amazing modding community. And so, as you probably guessed, there's ways to play DayZ or have a DayZ-like experience in Arma 3. Now, in this video, we're not looking at how to go online and play it, because that's actually probably... It's not actually that difficult. You can go on to use like the Arma launcher, and you can find a server and then download all the proper mods and then kind of go for it. But this is for single player DayZ Arma 3. For people who probably want to maybe just explore the environments and the different mechanics that you have with Arma. So, first things first, of course, you need to make sure that you've got a copy of Arma. So go to Steam, and then make sure you've got a copy of Arma and you've got it downloading. Now, don't buy it at full price in Steam if you haven't got it already. Wait for it to go on sale, and they normally do like a bundle with everything in, you know, including like all the DLC stuff like Contact. And or go to somewhere like cdkeys.com where you can normally buy it really cheap anyway. I think that's where I got mine. So let's kind of have a look at some of the options that you've got. So there's the DayZero mod for Arma, and DayZero Chernarus. So it's SP in square brackets, DayZ Chernarus. So you want to go to the Steam Workshop and you want to subscribe to DayZ Chernarus. This is very much kind of Arma 2 DayZ, early DayZ mod. You know, some of the buildings you can't get inside. It definitely has that Arma 2 feeling, but it's definitely it definitely gets you there in terms of having a DayZ experience within Arma. Another kind of interesting way to go is actually through a mod for Arma 3 called Ravage. Now, Ravage is a really interesting mod that allows people to create stories, I guess in a similar way to the Zeus module within Arma 3, but they tend to be based around survival and zombies. And so you can install the Ravage mod, and then you can, there's lots of different places you can go to find out about different Ravage missions, but there's Ravage Chernarus as well. And in fact, Ravage has its own wiki, and on that wiki there's all these missions that people have made that all have different themes. Now, they're not all DayZ theme related, but they're giving you a single player mission, so they're in effect adding to what you get with Arma 3. So let's take a look at them. So if we said DayZero Chernarus, you want to play that within Arma 3, what you need to do is you need to subscribe to it, but you also must subscribe to all of these items here. Okay, all these other mods as well, otherwise it won't work. And what you need to do is, so I fired up Arma and I fired up the launcher. You want to subscribe to all those mods, and then in the Arma 3 launcher you want to go to the mods and you want to load all of the ones that are specific to that particular mod you want to run. So we want to run DayZero Chernarus, so we make sure we subscribe to all of those, and you look at all of those and you add them, you load them all in, and then what you do, in fact there they all are, and then what you do when they're all loaded like that click on here and save as, and so you save a preset for those mods. And as you can see, I've done it for Ravage Chernarus as well. Now once you've done that, you can say play with mods, and it's gonna load in. Now Arma 3 is, when they say it's a military simulation, it really is. This is a very complicated game. And in Arma 3, if you navigate to where your Arma 3 is on your hard drive, in the root directory there's a couple of PDFs that you can print out that actually have all the key bindings for Arma 3 as well. So I highly recommend you print that out and give it a go. I'm no Arma 3 expert. What I tend to do is, when I'm playing single player, there's a mod, there's a cheat you can get which gives you God mode, so you can't get killed. Even when I put that on and I try and play the single player missions, I can't do them. It's really complicated. And the problem with Arma, I think, is because it came out sort of 2013, something like that. It's been out a long time. In its heyday, YouTube was big, but it wasn't as big as it was now. So there isn't as much content around in terms of tutorials, but also the tutorials and the content that is there tend to be hidden by later stuff. So it's quite difficult to know. But what I'm going to be trying to do over the next few weeks, few months, is really trying to dig into Arma and do kind of a beginner's guide to it. This does depend also, however, on when Arma 4 comes out, because we know that at the moment in 2021, Bohem Interactive are definitely working on Arma 4, and if that comes out, that will then probably supersede any videos about Arma 3, because I'll all be about learning Arma 4, the controls, and then learning, bringing you guys lots of tutorials about it, because I really enjoy the way that Bohem Interactive have looked after certain parts of DayZ and kept it simple, but also kept it complicated. They haven't added things like missions in and AI characters and all that sort of stuff, but they have kept in the tortuous crafting system and stuff like that. You've got to use. Right, okay, so Arma 3 is firing up now. So to play that Chernarus mission, what we need is you go single player and you go to scenarios, and there we have got SP DayZero Chernarus. So we can select that and we can set, resume or restart. If we hadn't loaded those mods earlier, we would have got an error. So if we say restart, and we will be loading into the Arma 3 version of Chernarus. I can't remember whether we just wake up on this one or whether we were in an aeroplane. One of them's in an aeroplane, you'll see. Let's just see. Let's just see what happens. Now, the other thing I'd say about Arma 3 is that it is very resource intensive on your computer, and I definitely need to look at some optimization videos to make my Shadow Boost cloud gaming PC run better with it, because I only get about 30 frames a second, where DayZ chugs along at least 60 frames a second. Yeah, I think we just wake up. We just start on the coast, don't we? Here, I think. Let's have a look. Oh no, yeah, we're let me lock my cursor. Here we go. Yeah, we're parachuting in. So we can open our parachute with the middle key, and if you look up, reminds me a bit of PUBG, this actually. Now some of these missions also have AI in them as well, so they'll have AI bandits and AI players. Down we go. Anyway, you get the idea. We're going to end up on Chernarus, running around trying to find things, bashing through doors and shooting zombies. So let's save and exit out of that. and that's back. Let's exit out of that as well. So we're going to go back to the launcher. So should be closed. Right, so that's closed up. So the next option we talked about was Ravage. And as I say, Ravage is a mod that allows people to create single player experiences within Arma 3 that are based around survival and things like that. So this is a mission. So what you do is you subscribe to Ravage, and then you subscribe to the individual missions. So this is Ravage Chernarus. So you subscribe to that. Now you must also subscribe to all of these mods. And you can see, so in Ravage Chernarus, there's custom dialogue, custom weapon holster, missions, companions, multiplayer if you wanted to on a LAN, ragdoll, dynamic loot spawns, base building, requires Vanderson's Apocalypse, so you could add that in, custom soundtrack, dynamic weather, dynamic AI spawns. You know, I mean, there's loads of really cool stuff. Now remember, this stuff, it is written and created by either small teams or individuals. So it's not going to be like you're playing a whole game. But if we go back into the Arma launcher. So if I go to my Ravage Chernarus preset, you'll see we've got Ravage, and then these are all the add-ons that to play Ravage Chernarus you need. So then I would say play, and then this is going to launch Arma 3 again. Now I am only scratching the surface of single-player Arma 3 with a DayZ feel in this video. There's lots of other options as well. You could run a server locally on your local PC, and then you could run online versions of this stuff. So like Epoch, there's various survival mods that you can use online that kind of give you a DayZ survival experience. But again, for this video, I wanted to concentrate on single player experiences, because the beauty with doing this, although it might look a little bit complicated, once you've got it set up, it's pretty easy to do and relaunch. And again, it's giving you that single player experience where you can dive in. It's just an extra campaign in the Arma 3 missions, and you can have a play around not only with the DayZ experience but also the Arma experience, because I think that, you know, these games, they are kind of linked together. And I put a post actually today in the DayZ podcast Discord, kind of questioning, when we think about what DayZ is, we tend to say, okay, well, DayZ is definitely, it's the standalone game, isn't it, on PC, Xbox and PlayStation. That's definitely DayZ. And then you've got Arma 2 DayZ mod. That's definitely DayZ, isn't it? Even, you know, because although it's really old, people still play it. And then you think, well, what about this? What about DayZ experiences within Arma 3? Is that really DayZ? And how about things like DayZ inspired mods on things like Grand Theft Auto 5 or other games? Is that DayZ? Because DayZ is an experience, isn't it? It's a post-apocalyptic zombie survival game. And I think there's lots of ways of creating that DayZ feeling. So anyway, so it's Arma fired up. So if we now go to single player scenarios, see, we've got these. I've subscribed to quite a few, but what we wanted was Ravage Chernarus, wasn't it? So if we click on that one, and again, there's a bit of a description down below. And lots of these games, let's restart, they do have mission briefs that tell you what's going on. They give you more information than DayZ normally does. And this is all part of, you know, the of kind of the Arma way of doing things, and that's what I think is so fascinating. Or another reason why it's so fascinating for me is the fact that I really enjoy DayZ single player. I mean, don't get me wrong, I enjoy bumping into people and playing DayZ public servers, PvE servers, where you have that extra thrill of getting shot. But I like the exploration side of DayZ as well. I remember with Arma, we've also got all these other, there's more maps as well that we can look at. Right, so here we go. This is a cool beginning, isn't it? Look at that. Uh-oh. Whoa, where are we? Oh, we've jumped out too early. We've jumped out over the sea. Yeah, we've jumped out over the sea. So there's Chernarus there. So look, you get a map out of the box, you know. So I need to get myself over to land, don't I, by heading west. That was not a good move, Rob. As we float gently over the... is it the Black Sea, is it? So, there we go. So let's quit out of that, because you kind of get the idea. Oh, quit the game. So there we go. There's a couple of ways of playing single player DayZ or a DayZ-like experience within Arma 3. We've got the DayZero mod, and then we've got the Ravage mod combined with a DayZ mission, and in this case we were looking at Ravage Chernarus. There's Ravage Chernarus Redux as well, and there's one for Namalsk and all sorts of stuff as well. Right, okay, so hopefully that's useful. If it has been, hit the like button. If you'd like to see more of the same, obviously subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.